The event provided an opportunity for people to forget about their daily problems. Participants included young and old alike. They held a 1-minute warm-up session before setting off on a 3-lap march near a subway station in a neighborhood of expensive hotels in central Budapest. Look at that, it's foolish. The sketch by the Monty Python team shows British actor and comedian John Cleese as a civil servant walking in unusual ways to the Ministry of Silly Walks. A lot of people improvised with their own silly walk.
But look at the turnout they got for that. A lot of people did it.
It's kind of fun. Something fun to do. That's our time for now. News 3 at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, the spring election is underway. We'll tell you what you need to know if you still plan to head out to cast your ballot.
As progress continues along the Rock River, years of contamination and pollution are rising to the surface. How city leaders there are dealing with it.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3. It is spring election day in Wisconsin, and there are a number of key local and statewide races on your ballot.
Statewide will decide a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court, and locally, Madison will pick a mayor and multiple seats on the school board. We have team coverage of these races across our area and the state with what you need to know. And we'll begin tonight with the Supreme Court and Chief Political Reporter Jessica Arp. Jess?
Well, yeah, Democratic groups see a real opportunity tonight. They're here in Racine, they are hoping they can seat appeals court judge Lisa Neubauer on the court in the hopes that they are able to flip the majority on the court in the next election. While this race is officially, though, nonpartisan, Neubauer, who voted in Racine this morning, has been supported by a number of liberal groups, including former Attorney General in the Obama administration, Eric Holder, and she was appointed to the Court of Appeals by Governor Jim Doyle. Neubauer, though, has staked her claim in saying she has been an independent jurist and declined to take positions on a number of issues and debates, including even which U.S. Supreme Court justice has influenced her thinking. Now, as we said, the importance of this race goes beyond tonight. The balance of power for the court currently is a 4-3 majority for conservatives. Liberal groups believe if they can seat Neubauer on the court, then they have a chance in the 2020 election of flipping the court's majority ultimately then. And in the 2020 election, we know there will be a very competitive Democratic primary for president, and President Donald Trump will be on the ballot as well. So they are really looking even beyond tonight into the next year. That's what the context of this race really is.
All right, Jessica Arp tonight. Jessica, thank you.
Thank you, Jess. Judge Neubauer's opponent, Judge Brian Hagedorn, is also her colleague on the Wisconsin Court of Appeals.
And Rose Schmidt is live in Waukesha, where Hagedorn is holding his election watch party tonight. Rose?
Yes, well, conservative groups will gather here in just a few hours to show their support for Judge Brian Hagedorn in this officially nonpartisan race. Doors open at 8 o'clock tonight. Now, just in the last week, the Republican State Leadership Committee spent more than $1 million to help Hagedorn win this race in efforts to outspend Judge Neubauer. Hagedorn voted in Waukesha this morning. He was appointed to the Court of Appeals by former Governor Scott Walker in 2015 after serving as Walker's chief legal counsel. He's backed by a number of conservative groups like the NRA and Wisconsin Right to Life, and also has the support of 40 former and current sheriffs. Now, despite support from GOP causes, Hagedorn is vowing to keep his political views out of the courtroom if he were to be elected to the Supreme Court. And he believes his job is to interpret the law as it is written, not which party passed it. Back to you.
Rose in Waukesha tonight. Rose, thank you. And as we mentioned, a big election for the city of Madison today.
Voters will decide if they want to stick with current Mayor Paul Soglin or elect challenger Satya Rhodes Conway. Our Keely Arthur is stationed on the east side at Paul Soglin's watch party, and Amanda Quintana joins us as well.
Let's start with Amanda.
Yes, well, Satya Rhodes Conway, she was alder for 6 years, and right now for the last 13 years, she's been managing the Mayor's Innovation Project at UW. She's been doing that for the last 13 years, so she feels that those last 2 experiences have really set her up to become the next mayor of Madison. Some of the issues she's advocating for include developing affordable housing, improving transportation, rooting out systematic racial disparities, and preparing for climate change. In the primary, she was within 1 percentage point of Soglin, so tonight is expected to be another close race. Now, if Rhodes Conway does win tonight, she will become the first openly gay mayor of Madison, and this watch party tonight starts here at 8 o'clock at Prism here on Willie Street.
All right, that's Amanda Quintana. Amanda, thank you very much.
Amanda's following the Satya Rhodes Conway campaign tonight. Sorry about the confusion about that at the very beginning. But our Keely Arthur, as we said, will be following Mayor Paul Soglin.
Now let's check in now with Keely, and she has the very latest on how the mayor is looking at this election day. Keely?
Well, Eric and Susan, Madison Mayor Paul Soglin and his supporters will be here at the Brink Lounge in just a few hours. If reelected, he will only solidify his role as Madison's longest reigning leader, and he is running on that experience. He's been mayor 22 years collectively, spanning over 5 decades. He says Madison has improved immensely under his leadership and is consistently ranked one of the best cities to live in. While he's been on the job for quite some time, he says there's more he wants to do, like adding 12,000 units of housing to the city and implementing bus rapid transit. Those critical of him, though, say he doesn't play very nice with city council. And this, as Amanda mentioned, is a very tight race. Soglin only beat challenger Rhodes Conway in the primary by 1 percentage vote, about 300 or so votes ahead of, or underneath rather, Rhodes Conway. So it'll be really interesting to see how things pan out tonight. He really wanted to capture some votes over here on the Isthmus, and we will see if he will succeed in doing that in just a few hours.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting, and of course we'll have the very latest throughout the evening and tonight on News 3 now at 10. Keely and Amanda, thank you. Now, DeForest School District, they're asking voters to approve 2 multi-million-dollar referendums today. The first, asking voters to approve a $125 million referendum to build a new intermediate school. That's for grades 4 through 6, and also provide major upgrades to the high school in DeForest. The second referendum would exceed state revenue limits by $2.5 million a year to expand operating costs.
In Sun Prairie, voters will be asked to support a $164 million proposal to build a new high school. There is another question asking for $5 million a year for construction costs and teacher salary raises.
And property taxes could also go up in Milton, where the school district wants to cover $60 million worth of improvements at schools there. That increase would be right around $330 a year for the average $200,000 home. Milton voters have already rejected 2 referendums over the past 3 years.
In Middleton, there is a pitch to triple residents' stormwater utility bills to help pay for damage that system sustained in last year's flooding. If the referendum is approved, that cost would go from $15 to $45 annually for the next 5 years. The city estimates flooding did about $5 million in damage to the stormwater management facilities alone.
Voters have been coming in all day, but as the workday ends now, we might start to see some bigger crowds.
Amy Reed joins us live from Patrick Marsh Middle School in Sun Prairie to show us how the polls are looking at this hour. Amy?
As you're getting off work, these are the lines that you will be looking at in Sun Prairie. Hopefully they stay these short, but before you get going through there, you first have to check in and make sure that you're in the right place. After there, they will direct you back to these poll workers where you will get checked in, and then hop over to, hopefully again, another pretty short line for the ballots before you take those over to the dividers and actually check down your choice. Then you'll take it over here to the tabulator where they will make it all official. Now, as of this afternoon, about 2:30, we were reporting about 28% voter turnout here in Sun Prairie, which is pretty good for the middle of the workday. And earlier, we spoke with the city clerk as to why we're seeing that in a spring election.
It's an amazing turnout, especially since here in the city of Sun Prairie, we don't have any contested races, but we do have a very big school district referendum. So I'm thinking that's what's driving most of the turnout.
Those referendums give money to build a new high school, run the school, and then also raise the salaries for current teachers. They will be down, poll workers will be down here until 8 to get your voice heard, and they will be well fed during that. Check out this tree table. I'm told District 2 has the very best ones, which is very tempting. And if you want to get down here, they will be down here until 8, and we will bring you those results. News 3 now at 10 and also on channel3000.com.
You got to keep everybody fed, right?
Yeah,
They're working hard.
course,
We thank all those poll workers out there. Sun Prairie going to be another interesting one to watch tonight. Amy, thank you. Let's get a look now at your first alert weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us. He's out on the weather patio. Gary?
Eric, you know, it was kind of cloudy and showery for much of the day, but the sun has come out, and actually the skies have cleared out very nicely. The temperatures are actually warmer in the western parts of our viewing area than they are farther to the east, where the cloud cover is still hanging on. You can see that in a visible cloud track. You also see another little band of clouds up toward the Twin Cities and Eau Claire with some scattered showers along that line there. That's actually a cold front which is dropping southeastward. So this morning showers head off to the east. We might see a stray shower this evening as that cold front moves through, and then skies will clear out after that. Here in southern Wisconsin, things pretty quiet right now, but again, those showers approaching the La Crosse area from the north and west. Low temperatures this morning generally were in the middle 30s thanks to the cloud cover and the showers, but it was cold enough for some snow to mix in with the rain, especially north and west of Madison. But look at the difference in high temperatures. Milwaukee 50, but that was early this morning. Many of these locations east of Madison, those were actually early this morning. Temperatures low to mid 40s, whereas west of Madison, those temperatures have climbed into the lower to middle 50s. La Crosse right now at or the high temperature at 55. They're still at 53. Here in Madison, we've actually gone up to 47. So that is our high for the day so far. Winds are shifting to a westerly direction right now, but they'll eventually shift to the northwest. We're seeing some wind gusts in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. Otherwise, by tomorrow morning, look for skies to clear out. Temperatures will drop to just above 30 degrees. Tomorrow we'll start the process with sunshine in the morning and then more clouds in the afternoon. Our high temperatures still topping out at 55. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. A man is dead and a person in the hospital after a car crashes into the Beaver Dam River. First responders were called to 227 Front Street just before 2 this morning after receiving a call of a vehicle in the river. Passengers trapped. When crews arrived, an SUV was overturned in 3 feet of cold, rushing water. Officials immediately rescued and treated one conscious person. They then extricated a passenger, Jared Frakes, who died later at a hospital. Officials believed for a moment that there was also a child in the vehicle, but soon learned that child was safe with relatives. Multiple police officers were treated for hypothermia. A Baraboo woman and her dog were killed on Sunday afternoon in a 2-vehicle crash. Sauk County emergency crews say it happened at the intersection of Highway 23 and County Road W in the township of Westfield around 4 o'clock. Investigators say 87-year-old Jeanette Acola was driving a car that pulled out in front of a minivan. She and a dog riding in her car died at the scene. The driver of the minivan suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The crash remains under investigation. Shopko continues its going out of business sale after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy earlier this year. But before you go out and shop those Shopko blowout sales, you may want to check the price tag. Shoppers have been posting to social media about prices being altered throughout their sales to make those sales seem better than they are. Some customers have been pulling the price tags off to compare it to the prices listed underneath. Shoppers who know about it and continue to shop there say you just have to be selective in the things you buy.
I guess I've always been aware of it, so I like Shopko. I like the variety of clothes and items they have. It's just you got to be picky about what you buy there.
Shopko has not responded to our request for comment. On the Better Business Bureau website, customers have also submitted complaints regarding the store not honoring advertised sale prices. Now, the only issue the retailer would run into with state law is that they have to charge the customer with the lowest tagged price. As for the alteration in prices over time, there is no state law that prohibits that. There is more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, the House Oversight Committee has taken a major step as it investigates the security clearance application process for top-level White House officials. And Los Angeles police tracked down a suspect they believe is responsible for the murder of rapper Nipsey Hussle. We'll have the latest. With mixed numbers on Wall Street on this Tuesday. The Dow off 79, the Nasdaq added almost 20, little change for the S&P. We'll be right back. The House Oversight Committee voted along party lines to issue a subpoena to force Carl Klein, the former director of the White House Personnel Security Office, to testify in detail about how the Trump administration handled security clearance requests.
Democrats want Klein to explain the application process and how President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and others received top-level security clearances despite reported irregularities.
The White House needs to understand that they cannot stonewall and stall this committee for months.
You issue a big memo and a big press release after interviewing one witness. That's how we're going to do investigations in the Oversight Committee?
President Trump has denied any involvement in granting Kushner's security clearance. The Department of Homeland Security may reassign up to 2,000 more officers to handle a surge of immigrant families entering the U.S. illegally through Mexico. The potential shift of personnel follows President Trump's threat to shut down the border with Mexico. A border shutdown could threaten more than $611 billion in yearly cross-border trade and impact nearly 5 million jobs nationwide. That is according to the Wilson Center.
Los Angeles police have arrested a suspect in the murder of rap star Nipsey Hussle. L.A. police say 29-year-old Eric Holder is the man who murdered the Grammy-nominated rapper and wounded 2 other men on Sunday afternoon in front of Hussle's South L.A. clothing store. According to investigators, Holder and Hussle had a verbal confrontation the day of the shooting. The LAPD says Holder left but returned later with a weapon and fired multiple shots before running to a waiting vehicle.
Let's go to weather now. Gary is here in the studio with us. Gary?
Well, Susan, actually pretty quiet out there now. And, you know, as we get into April, we're getting into severe weather season. And we want to make you aware of our Dark Skies Severe Weather Seminar. This is going to be a week from Saturday, the 13th. It's going to be at Madison College. And if you've gone to this in the past, we've got some really interesting things going on this year. And if you haven't gone, you really should go. We're going to have the director of the National Weather Service, Louis Uccellini, giving a keynote address in the morning. In the afternoon, we're actually going to work with the audience and take you through some severe weather scenarios and get you thinking what you might do when we have severe weather, as well as having some interesting severe weather safety talks from people from the insurance industry and from the National Weather Service, and also UW researchers too who look at severe weather. So this is going to be from 8:30 in the morning till 4 p.m. We'll have more information and eventually put some information on channel3000.com, but it'll be at Madison College a week from Saturday. Today, things very quiet. We had some clouds, some light rain and snow showers in the morning, and then the clearing started to work in this afternoon. Now another band of clouds is to our north and west, and you can see some light rain and snow showers. When they reach us, they'll be in the form of some light rain showers, and not everybody may see them. They should move through pretty quickly, and after that, skies will clear out and temperatures will turn a little colder. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. You can see how the skies have cleared out very nicely there. The WISC Skycam looking off toward the east, the last of the clouds right on the eastern horizon there, and the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing the Capitol and mainly clear skies here. So you can see how quickly those skies cleared out just in the last couple of hours. High temperature so far 47 after starting out at 35. But that's also our current temperature, so we may go up a couple more degrees. The air right now calm at the airport, but those winds will pick up out of the west as that front approaches from the west. The humidity at 52%. Temperatures right now range from the 40s in the northern and eastern portions of the state to the 50s over west central Wisconsin. And then notice to the north and west, that next round of cooling, that will actually get in here for tonight. But even tomorrow with sunshine, temperatures should be back into the 50s. Those winds right now out of the west-southwest will eventually shift to the west-northwest. Then farther out to the west, they become southwesterly again. So it'll be a quick change back to away from the colder air. There are some stronger wind gusts to our north and west, and winds right now in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range. Those winds should die down a little bit after sunset. Upper level winds right now are from the northwest, but another storm system is starting to buckle a jet stream out to the west, and the southern branch of the jet stream becoming a little more southwesterly. So that will start warming us up a bit for tomorrow. One cold front came through yesterday, the next one coming through tonight, but we'll kind of go more east than south. So eventually our winds should rebound and we'll see temperatures back in the 50s for tomorrow. Look at the large area of 50s out to the west of us. So that's what we have to look forward to tomorrow before the next little shot of cooler air moves in for Thursday. As we look at future track, you can see that little band of showers moving through tonight. Skies clear out. Tomorrow we'll see morning sunshine, afternoon clouds. The next weather system mainly staying to our south, although some showers will work their way in here and then eventually lift northeastward. And after that, we'll turn a little little milder as we head toward the end of the week. So our forecast for tonight calls for a chance of a shower this evening and then turning partly cloudy overnight and then clear toward morning. Low temperature dropping to 31. For tomorrow, we'll see sunshine in the morning, then cloudy in the afternoon, high temperature topping out at 55. Should be dry during the day. On future track, you can see the first little band of showers moving on through, skies clearing out overnight. Then for tomorrow, the clouds start moving in late in the day. The showers arrive later tomorrow night. Could be a little snow mixed in on the northern edge of that. Otherwise, the showers will be continuing off and on into Thursday night before they end. Rainfall amounts generally about 1 to 2/10 of an inch. After that, the 7-day forecast shows those temperatures warming right back up. Look for high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s over the weekend. Some thunderstorm chances Sunday, and then temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 50s for early next week. As we take a look at first alert traffic, we're seeing some delays on the Beltline. This is the live view from the DOT camera at Fish Hatchery Road in the Beltline. You can see, looking in the westbound direction, traffic going right into that sun. So that is slowing things down a little bit in the westbound direction. Delays start around Todd Drive and go back to east of Park Street. In the eastbound direction, delays start around Monona Drive and head back to Verona Road. Right now, it's about a 20-minute commute on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, 18 minutes back in the westbound direction. If you're heading out of Madison, it's 26 minutes down to Janesville from the Beltline on I-3990, 17 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and 21 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Alert traffic.
All right, thanks, Gary.
That's still ahead at 5 as progress continues along the Rock River. Years of contamination and pollution are rising to the surface. How city leaders there are dealing with it after a short break. Contaminants in the Rock River are a concern for city leaders in Janesville.
This spring and summer, they'll make efforts to clean things up. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with how they plan to do that. Adam?
Well, Eric and Susan, consider it a sign of progress along the Rock River. Construction, renovation, and a promise of what's to come. At the same time, shining a light on how things used to be. Each day, less of the former General Motors plant is left standing in Janesville. For more than a century, this was the center of industry in Rock County. But people here can now surely tell you that the times have changed. And while GM is gone, it has some not so great lasting impacts.
On the south side of the river, there was a discharge pipe that came from the GM plant. So that was pretty evident that contamination area was caused by GM. Operations.
Janesville Public Works Director Paul Woodard says that for decades, it's likely GM was adding contaminants to the water.
I don't think regulations really existed back in the early 1900s when all these businesses went along the river.
But it wasn't just General Motors to blame.
Rock River's got a long history of a lot of industrial development along it, so there's a variety of contaminants, over the years from different industries, not only GM but other businesses as well.
This summer, the city of Janesville is preparing a restoration project along the northern part of the Rock River near the former Monterey Dam. During their preparation, they noticed contaminated soil in the bay. The city's working with the DNR to add 6 inches of topsoil in that area to eliminate the contaminants. Woodard says that should be enough to make things right.
Contaminants there, as long as it's covered up and grass is growing. As long as people aren't, eating the dirt, there should be good shape.
And the company that purchased the former General Motors site is also responsible for rehabbing a portion of the Rock River, which is expected to be dredged this summer. Woodard says the river restoration project is expected to be complete by the end of this summer.
Adam Duxter in our bureau in Janesville. Adam, thank you.
And we're back with another check of your forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
No problem if you're heading to the polls after work tonight.
No, things have cleared out pretty nicely. The sun's shining, although there is a little band of showers approaching La Crosse from the north and west. So expect a possibility for a shower later on this evening, but they will be in the form of rain because temperatures right now are still pretty mild to our west, mainly in the 50s there, 40s to our east, where the cloud cover is still hanging on. But 7-day forecast. Mild tomorrow, some shower chances late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and then Thursday, and then after that a warm up for the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you very much.
Welcome back, sunny face. Look at how tan you
and
are.
I like the weekend in the forecast. We're back with more updates in 30 minutes.